Hello, hi, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are across the world. My name once again is Yetunde, and you can call me Yetty. You're welcome to Pure Empowerment with Yetty, where we talk about study abroad opportunities, and is a way of supporting each other and a platform to share ideas and how to grow. Whether you're talking about study abroad, whether you're talking about businesses, or probably you're talking about community development projects. You're welcome once more to today's show. And I want to say a very big thank you to every of the subscribers and every of the followers of the show and supporters of the show. Thank you so much. I love you. And please continue to tune in onto the virtual events to learn, to give also your advice, and also for us to inspire other people around us. You're welcome to today's show where we'll talk about finance, how to manage finance for study abroad, not just finance for study abroad, but also finance for anyone who have the strength, or maybe someone who is looking to migrate. If you're a migrant, how do you plan your finance? What do you need to know? So this show today, or this virtual event, will be very short. I promise I won't take much of your time. And I do encourage every viewers, if you're watching me right now from wherever you are across the world, please remember to put your questions on the chat. And do remember that after this virtual event is done, you can also go back to the YouTube channel to watch this show today. Welcome, Inka. Thank you so much for joining. I'm really grateful that you are here today. Apologies to every of my viewers. I've been on 2 weeks break. Yes, I was on 2 weeks break because I had to use that 2 weeks as a moment of silence and of respect to my father. Um, my father, who actually died last year, 30th of August. So apologies if you've not seen me for 2 weeks. It was just a way of me showing my respect to my loving late father, and then just to have a minute of reflection, a moment of silence, and a moment to reflect back to what I can do better to improve what I do to support members of the public. So thank you so much for joining. And I do encourage you, if you've not liked this current video, please like this video, share this video to anyone you think would be looking for study abroad opportunities. There is one proverb I like sharing, is we rise by raising others. If you know you want to go far in life, or you want to explore more in life, or you want to be like the human who will come to this earth and make an impact, the best way is to share anything that you think could value or could give value to other people. So I do encourage you, don't just watch my face, don't just watch or listen to what I say alone by yourself. Encourage others by sharing this current video or the link via YouTube or via WhatsApp to anyone you know this information will be useful to. Thank you so much, Inka. Thank you so much, my other viewers as well. Please don't forget to pop your chat on this the start section, the live section. I'll pick your questions one by one and answer them. You're welcome again. So this show or this virtual event will focus on finance. In life, they say, I don't think there's anything you want to do in life without finance. Finance is very important in our day to day work or activities or whatever we do. We all know that without money or without finance, it's not possible for you to travel. Without finance, it's not possible for you to study abroad because you need money to study abroad. Without finance, it's not easy for your kids to go to school. Without finance, you can't buy clothes. You can't buy some basic women amenities if you're a woman. You can't buy some basic clothes as a man if you don't have finance. So finance is very important. Now, having that finance is not even the major issue, but managing the finance to suit your standard of living is what is important. Now, I will explain to you what this means. It means that we can have Mr. A, Mr. B. Mr. A can have a billion of naira, but would not know how to manage that billion of naira to influence their own future decision and or probably decision makings they do in life. While we have Mr. B, who will have just 1 million naira, but will work harder and will think strategically on how to use that 1 million naira to achieve a life changing opportunity. So today, or in this few minutes, I will take you through how you can plan your finance if you're looking to study. Or let's say you've already applied and you've already applied for your visa, but you don't know how to organize your finance when you come here or when you come abroad, you go to Canada, US, or the UK, or Australia, or New Zealand, or wherever you find yourself. Finance is very important. Managing it, constructing it to a way that could suit you, that could yield more for you, or that could make you comfortable is highly important. Now, as an international person or student looking to come abroad, the first thing you should think of, whether considering any country to go to, is first, how much would I need to settle abroad? How much would you need to settle? The first thing you should think of is how much you need to settle. Now, I'll take you through the journey as a student. And after talking about the journey as a student, I will also talk about the journey as a normal migrant. Don't forget, there are people who come to the UK, to the US, to Australia, or New Zealand for other purposes, not just for studies. We have people who have been able to get sponsored jobs to travel right from their own country, whether Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Zimbabwe, or Malawi, who have come abroad to do one or two things, to inspire themselves or to build themselves in every area that they could build themselves. So if you're looking to study, first of all, your fees is very important. You think about the school fees. When you think about the school fees, think about the flexibility of where you are going to. How flexible is the university for you to finish paying up? Now, don't forget, standard in the UK, you could see a fees of £9,000, between £9,000 to as much as £24,000 a year, 24,000 grand a year as fees. And this varies depending on the university you are selecting. For instance, in the UK, there are some schools they called Russell groups. There are some schools they call 1994 category group, which are universities that are created, let's say from 1994 till date. And these are like modern universities, universities that got their university status right from 1994 and to this stage. We also have some universities that are categorized in different aspects. If you are looking to select universities that are Russell Group universities, you expect to pay as much as £22,000 for £24,000, £20,000 a year for a master's degree. Or for undergrad, you can pay as much between 19,000 grand to 25,000 grand a year, depending on the course you're coming to study. So that is a factor you should consider. How much am I paying? When you go about getting the amount of fees you will be paying, you also need to think about it. Do I have the money to pay? If not, do I need to select a university that have more scholarship opportunities or more discounts that could give me enough flexibility to achieve my academic pursuit? Now, when you think about the fees, it's not just only the fees. There are so many things involved and there's so many factors you need to consider when you're looking to do a study abroad opportunity. Think about the visa application fees. When you get your offer, is a stage. Don't forget, every universities also have some minimum criteria or some minimum things you need to meet before you come or before you arrive in the UK. Some university will tell you, even if your fees is £15,000, you need to pay up to half of that fees to be able to enroll before we can accept or before we can agree for you to remain in the UK. Which is why I personally, as someone who is experienced in education field, currently I work as a regional manager, but I've seen a lot of students who did not plan from the beginning and later became stranded upon arrival in the UK. So what I would advise every of my viewers here, if you fall into the category of students who is looking to study or who have already applied, gotten a visa, and will be arriving very soon on campus, Please remember to know what the criteria is for you to enroll. Because if you fail to do that, the policy within the university you're going to might be that if you don't enroll, you will be sent back to your home country. So please think about that and put that into consideration. Now, some other university will tell you you need to pay 40% before you enroll. Some will say you need to pay 70% before you enroll. So it's very important for you to do a lot of research on what the university you're going for, what are the things your university will be needing to retain you on their student visa sponsorship. I'll take an example of where I currently work. University of Lincoln, for instance, if you are a student coming to study at University of Lincoln, let's say your fees is £16,000 and you're lucky enough you get a £5,000 scholarship for masters if you have a second class lower. That's £16,000 minus 5,000. You're left with £11,000 to pay. If you divide £11,000 by 2, you should be getting a total of £5,500, which means that the student needs to pay a sum of £5,500 to be able to enroll. Failure for students to pay that money is a total refusal, means you can be sent back home even after you got your visa and you've arrived in the UK. So my audience today, I do beg you that there's a lot for you to do if you are a student looking to study. There are more research for you to do and look into consideration. Now, let's forget about these fees and the whole enrollment story. What about your visa fees? Visa fees is not something that is so simple like you think. There is a need for you to plan ahead. When you're applying for visa, for instance, you not just only pay visa fee, you pay what they call the ED surcharge. If you want to get more of this information, please go to the UKVI website. If you go to gov.uk and type in student visa, or if you're going through sponsorship, type in the skilled worker visa. You will get all the information you need. Or if you're here, you're looking to have a startup visa, I think in my future videos, I might sit down. I will talk about different opportunities in the UK, different visas available in the UK that people can actually tap opportunities from. That would be another topic of another day. So you pay for health surcharge, you pay for visa fee. That is very compulsory. How much do you need to pay? It depends on the number of dependents you're bringing. If you're a single student, well, lucky you, you just be paying for just one person. And then you pay for your health surcharge. Your health surcharge is like paying for your health insurance scheme, which covers you for the period of time you will stay in the UK. So paying your health surcharge will give you basic access to healthcare facilities like for the NHS, which means when you're sick, you're having a headache, or maybe if your wife is sick, your baby is sick, you can call and register in the GP, general practice, to see a doctor or a nurse anytime you're feeling ill. So it's very compulsory for you to pay your IHS fee. One thing you also need to consider if you're coming to study, depending on when your entry date is for the university, for your university of choice, you need to then make a decision. If you have to pay for a standard visa application, or if you have to pay for a priority visa application, or you have to pay for a super priority visa application, that you need to put into consideration. For instance, I'll take an example. If you are here, you're watching me, you're coming to University of Lincoln. University of Lincoln entry time is 26th of September. So if you're watching me right now, you belong to University of Lincoln, you have about 16 days for you to plan yourself ahead. So if you've not applied for your visa, you then need to think, do I need to apply for a priority visa now, or do I need to apply for a super priority visa now? So it's a choice for you to make. And that shows you that even standard visa application might not be visible if your entry time is about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks to come. So before I continue, I just do encourage you, if you're the only one watching me right now and you have people who you know this information is going to help today, please feel free to share this video to them. Share, and share. Don't be the only one listening to Yetty today, because my vision is to empower lots of people by sharing information, by sharing ideas, and as well by sharing all I know about study abroad. Is quite important. So now, apart from visa fees, apart from IHS, there's also something you have to pay for, your TB test. Most people don't know that they have to pay for TB. Some will feel I can just go into one hospital and do a test and then submit the results for my visa application. It doesn't work that way. There are some recognized healthcare or providers that UKVI have partnership with, and then you have to book your TB test through them. And it is that same result you're going to upload on your visa application. That is very important. When you pay for your IHS, you pay for your visa fee, you can pay for your priority or standard biometrics appointments. So as you can see, the amount of money you'll be spending just for visa application alone is a lot. Now, we've talked about fees. We have talked about visa application. But there are also other expenses you need to put into considerations. Those expenses are accommodation. The first thing you need to think is, where will I stay? How much is the accommodation fees? Where I'm going to study, is it very expensive? Is it very affordable? Can I pay monthly? Can I do a 6-month contract, or can I do a 1-year contract? One thing I do advise my students, not just my students in Africa, I advise my students in Pakistan, and some of the students who actually consult me right from the United Arab Emirates or from the Northern Africa, is that you need to plan. You need to plan where you're going to stay. You need to plan if you can afford your accommodation. An example is the University of Lincoln, or in Lincoln as a city, as a small city of its own. Lincoln, you can get accommodation that ranges between, let's say, £250 upward. Now, you need to figure out if you want to stay in a shared apartment, if that is what you are able to afford. Or you need to figure out if you want to stay in a bigger and posh place, where if you are able to afford it. So those are the things you need to put in place. And these things are quite easy. They're easier for you to get. You don't necessarily need to have maybe a sister or a brother or a friend or family friend in the country you're going to before you make your research. All you need to do is quite easy. I do say something, thank God for Google. Go online, go to Chrome, go to Internet Explorer, type in accommodation range, accommodation rate in Lincoln, accommodation rate in Glasgow, accommodation rate in Coventry, accommodation rate in Wales. You will get all the information you need. And it's one thing I do encourage my students, because information is key. So let's move on. Accommodation is cleared. What other expenses do you need to put into consideration? Your flight ticket. You all know that when you apply for visa, you don't even know if you're granted. So there is this fear there that you don't want to book any flights. So, which means that you need to plan a certain amount of money down for your flight. Don't wait until the last minute. Let's say your school is resuming 26 and your visa came out 25 and you don't have money to book flights. How will you be able to manage? How will you be able to cope? So, which is why preparation is very important. You plan ahead, you plan for your school fees, you plan for your accommodation, you plan for your visa fee, you plan for your health surcharge, you plan for your travel, for your ticket. Well, open one-way ticket because you're coming to study. You don't know when you're finishing, though you know when you're finishing, but you're having a post-study. So you only book a one-way ticket when you're coming, when you're doing your studies. Now, apart from tickets, apart from flights, what else do I need to plan as a student? You need to plan your living expenses. We all understand that a lot of students will say, it's not easy. How many people would have £50,000 or £20,000 in their accounts? We all know. The system knows. They know how difficult it is. We know. I personally know. As a staff, or as a regional manager, or as a recruiter, or as an education consultant, I know how difficult it can be to meet up to those study expectations. But we expect, as an HE provider, that students plan ahead. For instance, if you're looking to study abroad badly and you know within a year you're not prepared, the best thing for you to do is to defer your studies and plan the finance enough for you to achieve your studies without any interruption. Because we've had so many cases, I personally, from experience for so many years, I've seen cases where students wouldn't plan, they come, they don't enroll, and they've been sent back to their home country. which means at the end of the day, the whole visa fee, the whole head surcharge, all wasted. I hope you wouldn't be in that kind of situation or in that kind of case. So I will be rounding off the show very soon because I don't plan staying for so long on today's webinar. In my next event, actually, I would love to do my show next week, but my birthday is Saturday. So I would really love to enjoy that day for myself. So I will probably promote another show, and this time around, I will talk about some other opportunities, how to settle well. If you're coming to study in the UK or you're going to Canada or Australia, I'll talk about how to settle well, how to integrate, what you need to do, how to search for information, and what you need to know. In my previous videos, I've talked about severally about unwritten rules. I have talked about how to make friends. I've talked about how to apply. I have talked about different type of scholarships that people could have. I've talked about those. But for next week, I will be talking about what you need to do to integrate. So I'm going to take this question from you, okay? So when is University of Lincoln giving out offers for January? So yes, so University of Lincoln will be working on January application very, very soon. This year we have lots of backlogs for September intake 2022. And now I can assure you, or I can guarantee, I won't say guarantee, but I definitely know that January application is being worked on at the moment. So the team at the admission office have started working on January intake. So hopefully in a couple of weeks, you should be getting the feedback if you've applied for our January 2022 intake. So please bear in mind, or I would say apologies if there's any delay from the admission team, but I can assure you that they are doing their best to process a lot of application and to ensure that you have an outstanding experience. Hello, thank you so much, Ms. Chinaza. Thank you so much for joining. Love you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I'm actually about rounding off the show, but I just have few minutes left to talk more. Thank you so much. And I do encourage you, please like this video, share this video. If you know of anyone in Africa, anyone even outside Africa who needs an opportunity, please ensure you share this to them. Share, share, and share. Today, as I mentioned, I was just talking about finance, how to plan finance, what you need to do. And one thing I would do tell anyone who is coming to study abroad, if you don't have the money and you feel that you want to get a loan in Nigeria, Ghana, or Kenya, if you know you want to get a loan and you are not prepared to come to study either in 2022 or 2023, I do advise that after getting your offer, please defer this offer and then start planning how you need to get your loan to study. We all understand that not everybody will have 20,000 pounds, 50,000 pounds in their account. Come on. Money are meant to be invested. Trust me. Some people might be rich, they might not have all the billions in their account, but they have invested it in so many things. Except if you have a plan of what you want to use those money to do. So if you have a study plan, you can take your time to plan that finance. And if you feel you cannot achieve that certain amount of money within a year, 2 or 3, and you feel having a loan from a bank or having a loan from a corporate organization would help you have your outstanding experience, would help you gain your academic degree, then please plan your loan well. Plan it well. Don't make it waste. And don't forget, and I keep stressing this in every of my videos. As an international student, you are entitled to 20 hours work experience in the UK during your time of studies. If you're coming with a dependent, your dependent can work as many hours as they like. If they like, they should sleep at work, wake up, eat, drink water at work. They can do as many jobs as they like. And if they are lucky enough, they could get sponsored in their place of work. So as I mentioned, there is a very, very good importance in finance. And I will close off my video with so many words of encouragement for you today. We know life sometimes can be very funny. Life can be very tricky, but don't give up. I do tell my students, I do tell some of my clients, I do tell my agents, when you are pushing to aim for something, At first, it might look like it's not going to be possible. Probably you're looking to migrate because of work, you're looking to migrate because of study, you're looking to migrate because of you want to just visit and have this international experience. Don't give up. You have to take it one step at a time. One step at a time. All these fingers are not equal. So some people who have the money to pay, they have the money to come abroad. They can going abroad is like going to what do they call it, to the markets to go and shop for clothes for some people. We acknowledge it. But for those who don't have, who are from the average home, who don't have the millions to spend, and who aspire to get an international experience or a degree, the best thing for you to achieve it, please, this information might look like this is a general thing we hear. She's an inspirational speaker. I'm not an inspirational speaker. I'm just a realist. I'm very realistic. I'm very practical. So I'm very practical with my things or with the way I think. Very practical in the sense that if you want to study abroad, it's not a rushing thing. You need to take it at one step at a time. One step in the sense that you think about it. What course do I want? Second step, you research about it. Do your research. What course do I want? Which school am I going to? Where am I going to study? Is the place cheaper? Is the place affordable? Does the place have access to work opportunities? Is the place diverse for me to integrate? Is the place open enough for me to integrate? After I get my offer, how can I apply? Who should I meet to apply? Should I meet an agent? Should I contact the university? You start to plan. It's one step at a time. Should I have gotten my offer? What else do I need to do? Okay, I need to apply for visa. I need to get accommodation. You need to do it one step. But once you have this ideology that is one step at a time, trust me, things will begin to fall in places for you. The lines will just begin to get set for you. That is how study abroad works. It does not happen within a day. You can't wake up one day and say, I want to study abroad. Maybe if you are a child of Dangote, it's possible. If you are Putin, I like Putin so much. I know people don't like Putin. Me, I don't have any issue with the head of Russia. In fact, I like him. I like his spirit. He's very direct. He's very open, and he's very practical. Maybe if you are their kids, or maybe if you are our royals here in the UK, you can just decide to go anywhere in the world. And by the way, speaking about the royals, I would say it's very sad for us to hear that the Queen is gone, and we hope she rests in peace. And may God continue to uphold the family, the royal family as well. And for those who have lost their loved ones all across the world, my heart is with you, and may God continue to strengthen you as well. So that's all I have to say. That please don't forget to plan. In life, everything is about planning. And sometimes we do say that we plan and God might not actually work on our plans. But if you're looking to study abroad and your mind is in it, God will make it work for you. Or whatever you believe in will make it work for you. If those belief works, it would work for you. So please plan your finance, put things into consideration, and everything work for you. And in addition, before I leave to planning your finance, if you don't have enough, do remember that as an international student, you have a work opportunity, 20 hours. Don't waste those times. Once you arrive on campus, or you arrive in the UK or in the US or in Canada, the first thing to do is get your residential permit that allows you to stay. Go to contact your local university, do all things you need to do, enroll as you have to enroll. Make sure you know your timetables to go to classes, and the remaining 20 hours for you to work. Ask people, ask colleagues, ask friends, ask people in the church, in the mosque, or in your traditional place of worship. Ask them how you can get opportunities and how you can tap into those opportunities to get an experience, because those work experiences will help you if you're looking to live continuously in the UK, in the US, or Canada. So I want to say thank you so much, my viewers. If you still have questions, please leave your question on the chat. I will be calling it a day. As I mentioned, this week is a very good week for me to celebrate. Next week is my birthday, and I won't be doing show on a Saturday next week because it's going to be my whole day. So, but I will do my best and I will create another show, hopefully next week Sunday, and I will talk about what things you can get yourself involved, those things you can get yourself involved in the UK to build and understanding experience for yourself. So, thank you so much for watching me today. And don't forget that this video will still be available on Pure Empowerment with Yeti TV. It's a YouTube channel of its own. And this YouTube channel is strictly to empower people to share ideas. And if you think you have a particular topic you would like me to stress on, please feel free to message me or DM me at Ogedengbe Yetunde on Instagram, or you can actually message my Facebook blog. I hardly go on Facebook actually. I only go on Facebook to post important work things. So you can message me at YQ blog. I normally check my direct message for any questions. So you can message me and I'll pick that up as a topic and discuss it for you. Or you have a particular issue bothering any of your family members, your friend, relating to study abroad or relating to finding opportunities abroad, please you can send those topics or message to me and I'm happy to cover them and advise you and give you some real life experiences, or rather connect you or signpost you to the right services where you can get all the information you need to explore. So, thank you very much for joining me at this short period on Saturday. Once more, my name is Yeti. You can call me Yetunde. And you're welcome and always welcome to Pure Empowerment with Yeti, where we talk about study abroad opportunities, where we talk about building business ideas and potential community development projects needed to make great impact in our current world and environment today. Thank you so much for watching, and I do wish you a lovely Saturday ahead and a lovely week ahead. Thank you very much, everyone, and do have a lovely time ahead. Goodbye.